I am more grateful for this job than any job I've ever had. I would give anything to be Belle. Mitchell was a pro. You know, he'd done so much stage work. These movies keep falling in my lap in the most wonderful way, and it has shown me so much of the world. I think a royal baby would be wonderful.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Heart in Motion podcast. I'm thrilled. I'm elated. You're getting a new word, Rhiannon. I am elated to welcome back to the podcast, Rhiannon Fish. How are you doing?
I'm so good, Stephanie. Thank you so much for having me. I had the best time talking with you last time. I think I told you, I sent it to my mom. I was like, I just met this incredible woman. She's so amazing. I had a chat like I would with one of my friends with you. You are so lovely. So thank you for talking to me again.
You were so kind. I was like, that was kind of early on in doing the podcasting, and I was still trying to find my footing a little
Oh my
bit,
gosh,
still
I
trying to find it.
never would have known. Are you
But
No, you've got a gift. I mean, you see that. Like we were just talking about the Christmas con, and yeah, you've got a gift in this. So it's a pleasure to be a part of it in any capacity.
well, people like you make it a lot easier because
Sure enough.
just
Yeah.
have a conversation,
Thanks.
right? And it was really nice at the Christmas experience to be able to give
It
you a
was
hug
so
and
nice. I loved it. It was so
yeah,
lovely. And you said you went week 1 and 3, right?
yeah, yeah,
Amazing.
yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
And
It's so
hopefully
much
we'll
fun.
both be back there next year or this year. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Cross our fingers. So we get to talk about your project that just premiered, number 3. So we're talking about a royal in paradise, a prince in paradise. The prince is in paradise, but
Yeah,
really, a prince in paradise, a royal wedding.
yeah.
And that's your third installment of that one. So we're going to talk about that. And then I do want to mention that you've got Aussie at Heart coming out on Hallmark this weekend. And we're going to be talking together again. Like
Yay.
the week just keeps getting better. I get to talk to Rhiannon twice this.
Oh, that's how I
So,
feel. That's so
so
nice.
anybody that's watching or listening, make sure that you come back and check that one out later in the week. But I was so excited to see that you got number 3, you and Mitchell. I know Adrian, got to watch a little bit of his interviews and talk about this like passion project. Did
Yeah.
you ever, like after you did number 1, have any clue that you guys would get to end up doing 3 of these?
This was just like the little movie that could. We made the first one with no money, and it was by default that I got that job. I there was another movie. The production company is called it's Steve Jaggy Productions. Wonderful production company. They make all their movies out of Australia. Really great group of people.
Yeah.
And I got very, very close, like down to the last couple girls for a Christmas movie, and it didn't go my way. And Steve Jaggy promised me, he was like, I promise you for our next movie, no matter what, you'll get the lead. And so often there's a lot of BS in this whole industry. So I kind of, took it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But sure enough, Steve Jaggy called when they had their next movie and they were like, listen, it's a royal movie. We'd love for you to do it. So by default, I got it. And it turned out to be this gift that keeps on giving. And I never in a million years thought it was going to be that. So I am more grateful for this job than any job I've ever had. It's a dream, really.
Yeah. You, one thing that you really highlighted at the Christmas experience, and tell me if it was Andrew, right, that you were talking about
Yeah.
okay.
God, your memory's
So
good.
you and Andrew there was a panel
Yep.
going on, and you made a comment
Yep.
about how giving and Andrew was when you guys first did that movie, and that was something that you really wanted to
Mhm.
take with you as you continue to do these
Yep.
rom-coms. And I know that this was kind of like the first lead
Yep.
for Mitchell outside of doing his stage work.
Yep.
So what was that like being able to kind of be that person to kind of welcome him in and kind of help
Totally.
him navigate this new territory?
Yeah, I think that's it's so sweet that you remember that. Yeah, and it was a big deal. I'll say it to anybody that wasn't there. Basically, the experience was that I had with Andrew Walker. I played his sister on like my first Hallmark movie. It was 27-hour day, and he went out of his way to be so kind to me. And it really was like a master class in how to be a lead in these movies. And I remember thinking to myself, like, that's what I want to be like if I ever get the opportunity to be a lead. And especially for people when it is their first job. It's so daunting. I remember I was like quite literally standing on my mark and I was shaking when I had these scenes in that movie with Andrew. And to just go to make people feel comfortable when the leads of those movies can they just have they can make or break it for you, sort of was my experience. And I have really tried moving forward. Mitchell was a pro. You know, he'd done so much stage work. And Mitchell is also, he's got a lot of confidence. Like I didn't really need to kind of give him any pats on the back. Like he had it. Whatever it is, Mitchell has it in spades. And he showed up and just was the prince. So it was really like it was easy. The two of us together, the chemistry came very naturally, always from the beginning. But yeah, that is definitely something that I really try and do constantly moving forward is just be kind to the people who it may be their first job, you know?
Yeah. He had mentioned even, him having a little bit of background or a little bit of time before being able to kind of work in the background
Totally.
really helped him to understand
Yep.
the role that all of the crew plays
Yep.
as well and how much it made him a better actor as a result.
Oh, for sure. I think that goes across all departments. The more you can empathize with everybody and that we all are united to do the same job and no department is more important than the other. And I think sometimes we can see that in crews in a way that it's not done well, where I'll speak honestly, like hair and makeup can get a little shafted. It's like, gotta go, we gotta go, gotta go. But we never tell the camera department, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. So I think having empathy, compassion for everybody and understand that we are all doing our best and uniting to make this team project together, I think that's where we sort of see projects thrive, such as Royal. That is a great example of a crew that really supports one another across the board.
What is it like for you when you get to go film in Australia?
My God, Stephanie, it's the best. It's the best. I love it. Of course, I am Canadian, grew up in Australia. And so anytime I get to go back, it does feel like going home, which again, I know we're going to talk about Aussie at Heart later. But that to me was like such an honor to be a part of a movie called Aussie at Heart when that is absolutely how I feel. And to play Australia as Australia is very cool, but then to also play Australia as Tarovia, a made up country. It's like the greatest thing as well. Australia does have this sort of mystery to it, I know for a lot of people in this wonderful way where it can be anything. So to get to do that with the Royal movies was so much fun.
It was a highlight for me watching the first one to see how quickly the two of you connected. What do you think it was about Alexander and Olivia's relationship that, I mean, it's kind of the heart of the franchise, like that just
Thank you.
made you guys click?
I think I will give a lot of credit to Adrian, first and foremost, the writer. Him and Kyra are the writers and creators. When I first read the script, I thought the big conflict was going to be like, oh, she finds out that he's a prince and she's mad that he lied to her. And I thought that was the big turning point. But we get to that very early on. Yeah, she's kind of, a little hurt that he kept that from her. It's a big deal. But they overcome that very quickly and unite in a way that I think was really cool. I think it's sort of textbook in these movies for there to be this conflict that sometimes can feel juvenile or like you may easily be able to get over it. But I think Adrian really had them unite very early on and then stay united, which I think helped propel the story as long as it's gone on.
Yeah. You've lived this three
Isn't that crazy?
movies now. What do you love about the two of them?
Oh, I love the royal behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like I was very much I grew up in the 90s, was like watching Belle on Beauty and the Beast, going, I would give anything to be Belle. And in so many ways, I feel like I have gotten to be a version of Belle in these movies. In the library, Adrian always talks about like this is the Belle Beauty and the Beast library moment. I feel like I have got to become a princess in this and be a part of like a royal behind the scenes that to me is just inherently interesting. I know we're making it all up. Like none of it's real. Like I know sometimes Adrian has had pushback in different meetings where they're like, well, this doesn't happen in royalty and this doesn't happen. He's like, guys, I made it up. The whole thing, it's not real. So it feels like this total fantasy where we don't have to abide by any rules. And it is very liberating to sort of play in that space. It's wonderful.
You talked about the library. The
I know.
library in movie three. Gosh, it's gorgeous.
It's so gorgeous. It's like floor to ceiling books. It's an nothing short of an honor that we're allowed to film there. It's uh um I think it's like I don't know, it's a very, very important part of the politics in Australia, that whole building. And again, a credit to Adrian. He, just went in there and went for it and was like, do you think we could film here? And they were so kind and welcoming and loved the first few movies. And so yeah, to have us come back and film in there again was a dream, really. It's beautiful.
So by the time you get to movie three, you feel like you know Olivia pretty well.
Yes, yes, definitely. That's the best part about, I think, returning to a character is Adrian gave me a lot of a creative leeway. And that if I ever at any point said to him, I think Olivia would do this or say this, he was like, go, it's yours. He made like the groundwork that we had built. It was so strong. I think he sort of trusted all of us to allow the characters to breathe in whatever way felt natural.
So, Rhiannon, how is she most like Olivia and most different from Olivia? Other than you want to be in a, princess.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah. Other than that. Olivia is very, very ballsy, and I think we see that a lot in movie three. I found her very brave. Like when she basically, my favorite part of the movie, or one of, is when she addresses the nation. I think that's something that would be is very daunting for her, and it would certainly be daunting for me. I struggle to uh, I think I speak for a lot of maybe women in particular. Like I sometimes have the fear of being perceived as like the B word or a diva or whatever it may be. So I find it difficult to stand up for myself, but I am learning the older that I get that it's important to. And I would like to emulate the way that Olivia, because you can do it with kindness, and you can just really back yourself and what you believe in. And yeah, that's a quality that I hope to share with her. I think it's a really it's admirable. I like what she does in movie three.
Yeah. So movie one is kind of like the two of them getting to know each other, and
Yeah.
the challenge is, them overcoming some miscommunication. Movie
Yeah.
two, it's probably some family dynamics that we're
Mhm.
trying to work through. So what's the biggest challenge in movie three, would you say?
Well, movie three is that basically they're told they cannot be together. The wedding will not happen. And I think it's this beautiful concept that Adrian navigated, which is at the core of that, it's really just that love is love. And that is something that I feel with my whole heart. And I don't think that any background, any beliefs, whatever it may be, whatever, whoever you are, I think you should be able to marry who you love. And that is what's at the core of this story is like sort of challenging these perhaps archaic beliefs that you have to have been born into a certain position in order to marry somebody of a certain position when that is not what makes a marriage or makes a relationship in any way successful. Yeah, I think that, yeah, I liked that aspect of the story for sure. And it was definitely their biggest challenge in movie three.
I I want your reaction when you read that they were going to and I know we can't give too much away, but that they weaved this
Yeah.
ancient law and this diary together. So, what was your reaction when you read that in the storyline?
Oh, I thought it was clever. Adrian's a clever writer. And, there's a way, I do a lot of these movies for television, and I think he has a way of trusting his audience, which I really respect. I think that's something that I'm sort of being challenged with a little bit recently. It's that I think sometimes people forget how smart the audience is. And we talked about being at the Christmas convention. These are brilliant people that are watching these networks. A lot smarter than a lot of us. So I think to sort of trust them and not over explain anything. Let them put the pieces together at their own speed,
Yeah.
which you don't need to spoon feed these audiences. And I think that's a really cool thing that Adrian does. Of course, we're not reinventing the wheel. It's not, there's no big, huge plot twist. You can usually see what's coming next, but it's not like spoon fed to you in a way that I think sometimes people rest upon in these movies for television. I think Adrian sort of does it in a clever way.
I would agree. And you mentioned like that is so good, Rhiannon, because it's like we show up to watch these kind of movies as an escape, but at the same time, we're smart people. And like
I know. Exactly.
I have said so many times, we need a focus group. We need a focus
I
group.
Girl, I hear you. I just finished another movie, and it was something that I'll be very candid. I came up against the producers with it, and I was defensive.
Yeah.
Maybe having my Olivia moment where I was like, look, I know I'm right in this. Please just hear me. Your audience is smarter than you think that they are. And so, yeah, I agree. I agree. The focus group is important. I also think that it's so important to constantly keep the audience at the forefront of our minds as we're making these. Don't lose sight of who we're making them for and give them the credit that they deserve. Because that's the thing, you guys recognize when a movie's good and also when one's kind of crap. So,
Yeah.
I am with you 100% on that.
Are you going to be a producer someday?
That's so sweet. Thank you. I hope so. I really hope so. That's my next goal is that I think that was one of the things I struggled with on one of my recent jobs and one of the things that's been great for me on recent jobs as well. The more I'm allowed in the room, the better it feels for me. So yeah, I'm starting to really lean into sort of a creative control position that feels good. And so yes, I would love to work on producing at some point.
It sounds like it. It sounds like it. You'd be fantastic.
Thank you.
So, talking about movie three and
Mhm.
having lived those other two movies already, was there something that you were like, okay, this is something that I really know about Olivia that you can even remember that you not necessarily fought for because I've already heard this was a very collaborative set.
There's no fighting on this one. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
But
Yeah.
do you remember something?
Um, Again, you've said it in your question. Like I did it, and in so many of the other movies, like I have stories that I've like even on the one that we're going to talk about soon about the Aussie at Heart. There were moments that I like dug my heels in. I was like, no, listen to me. We have to do it this way. Trust me. This one, we just didn't have that. It was very collaborative. One thing I'll say is like a small aside that might be interesting is that Olivia reads the journals and like it's my voiceover throughout the whole movie. That was originally going to be somebody else that they cast. They were going to cast a different person who was going to play the voice that would read it through. But as we were filming it, the more I read it, the more, God bless him, Adrian was like, I just want you to do it. I just want to hear Olivia's voice as sort of like the narrator throughout the movie. And when I watched it all come together and it was my voice like reading a story, it felt very magical to me. Yeah, that was a part that was not originally intended, but we found it along the way, and I was very happy with the way it turned out.
Well, I mean, it's her story, but it's also your
Exactly.
story. It's Olivia's
Exactly.
story. So it totally
Exactly.
makes sense.
Yes.
So looking back, is there a particular scene that you loved shooting? Or maybe one that you're excited for people to see?
Um,
I mean, we've talked about the book room already. I mean,
exactly. That one's always amazing. Anytime that the four of us get to be together, it's like very, very rare. And it's been the four of us since the beginning. And a lot of our scenes, in the first movie, it's us like in the kayaks in the real place is called Tangalooma. Just out on the beach together, playing volleyball. There was so much fun that we got to have together. Then the whole second movie, the four of us were never together. And then we come back together a little bit in the third, which I think that felt really, really good. Anytime those four characters get to be together is wonderful. And I also love working opposite the Queen. I love working opposite Ridley. It is just this like family coming back together that is just no matter what scene we're doing, it feels good to be around those people, honestly.
You had a little bit more in one. I don't know about two. You might remember where you're so good at the physical
Thank
comedy
you.
part. You are
Thank you.
so good at it. And
Thank
so,
you.
but we also know you're tough because more than one co-star has said,
Oh, that's very nice.
girlfriend goes to Machu Picchu because
Oh
she can
yeah.
handle it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
We
true.
know this. So, did
Yeah.
you have any challenging things in three that you had to do? Because it is centered more, it's more,
Totally. I would say you know what, honestly, Stephanie, there were some things that were surprisingly challenging. Like, no, I was not like thrown a live snake at me or a tarantula. But what was surprisingly difficult is and this just sounds so boring, but a lot of the scenes I'm by myself and I'm just reading the journal. And we didn't quite have exactly what the journal was going to say at that point. So sometimes my direction would just be like, I don't think Adrian would mind me saying this. He was like, I need you to get happier sooner, or get sad faster, or don't get so sad. Or so it was like sort of acting in a sense opposite like a green screen of that you don't know what the green screen's doing, and you just got to kind of go through a roller coaster of emotion and hope that you land on whatever the writing actually becomes. That was a difficult thing that I've never had to do before. But again, in the edit, and Adrian, bless him, I would get stressed and frustrated about it. He was always like, just trust me, it'll come together in the edit. Don't worry about it. That was challenging for me. But again, he was right. And he is a brilliant editor, not only a great writer and director, brilliant editor. And so he does, it's a way to, I very much trust him. And he always pieces it together in a way that makes sense.
yeah, yeah. You did have movie one, you had
Mhm.
some snorkeling going
That's
on
right. That's right. Yep.
and Ozzy at Heart as
Mhm.
well. So, is that you in both of those?
No, Stephanie, oh, it's me, but I hate it. I thought you were gonna be like, is that you? Or do you like to do these things? I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I don't want anything to do with it. Get me out of that tank. I hate it. I don't like any of that. It scares me. I don't like but fortunately, when we did Royal, Mitchell was the most afraid I've ever seen a person in my life. So I feel like sometimes when somebody else is more afraid than you, like you can't both be scared. Somebody's got to be brave. So I was brave in that one. And then with the one with Daniel, Daniel definitely took the reins and he made me feel safe because it's scary. These are animals at the end of the day. I don't know if who's hungry, what the vibe is, what maybe your flipper looks a little sketchy underwater. I don't know. But I could see the headlines when I was in there. It's like, Hallmark star, bitten by shark. Like, so
So,
it's
you're
scary.
in a tank? You're
Yeah.
you're in a tank, like
Yeah.
in an aquarium?
Yeah. And it's just
Okay.
full of sharks. And again, they tell you they're never going to bite. They've never bitten anyone. I don't know that. I don't know their life.
Yeah. But
So
they have Rhiannon do it because they know Rhiannon's going to do
we'll do
it.
it. Thank you for saying that. That is very nice. And I will
Yeah.
always do it. I'm always, always grateful. Usually on the other side of it, though. I'm like, I'm glad that's over. I
Yeah.
did it. But yeah, we'll see. I'll probably be in that freaking tank again, I'm sure.
When you look back on all of these amazing experiences that
Yeah.
you get as a result of making these movies, is there something that just like comes to mind that stands out that you're like, and I mean, there's so many, but that you're just like, that was incredible.
Machu Picchu was incredible.
Yeah.
I never would have gone there in my life. I really wouldn't have. Of course, it would have always been on a bucket list, but I just don't think. I think other things would have come first. For me, it's often just about going to go see my family in Australia, which again, wonderful, the best. But I don't think I would have gone to a place like Machu Picchu, and then so to be there for work was insane,
Yeah.
absolutely insane.
Are you a traveler by nature? Do you like doing that?
No.
So is
Yeah.
it are you competitive? Is that what it is that gets you to
Stephanie, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like, yeah, stubborn or what it is. I don't know because yeah, I'm like a very much a homebody. I like to be at home. But these movies keep falling in my lap in the most wonderful way, and it has shown me so much of the world, and I've got to meet so many people and experience so many things that I otherwise wouldn't have.
Mhm.
So in some ways, I think it's cool because often the characters are a little bit like a fish out of water, and I very much feel that way when I'm traveling too. So it does usually come from a very authentic place as I'm exploring these incredible destinations.
So you like being at home, but do you
Yeah.
have a bucket list place that you would love to film in?
Oh
Your
my
living room.
No, you know what I want to do, Stephanie? I want to do an animal movie, and I hope, no, but not a tarantula, not a snake, not a shark. I want to do puppies or kittens or something fluffy. That's what I want. That's my dream job.
Okay, I'm making a reel out of it and I'm going to tag everybody.
Thank you. And we'll see. Maybe after, I hope I get to do one day, and then I hope I turn to you and I say, it was everything I wanted it to be and so much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something else, and maybe I don't know what it was because I typically don't notice this stuff so much,
Fair.
but in this particular, this is so random and it's
No,
totally not
love,
related to
love,
puppies
love.
whatsoever.
What is?
I
Yeah.
love your costuming in these
Mm.
three movies.
Thank you so much. I
Are
agree.
you picking these out? Who's doing
No,
this? There were some amazing outfits.
I agree. Thank you so much. And again, we are not doing this with huge amounts of money. So it's always incredible. Andrew Cox is the costume designer. And what was amazing is it's the same crew we did well, one, two, and three with. And then that crew went right on to do Aussie at Heart. So we had a week later and we all went in to go do that one. And so Andrew designed the costumes in that as well. He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. And I'm very curious to see when we can talk about that at the time. He's very good. Like, not only can he do this royal, extravagant princess, prince, all that stuff, he's also very good at like getting us in a bathing suit and, making Daniel like the captain of a boat. Like, he's just very skilled at what he
Yeah.
does. And I totally agree that, yeah, I think about the princess dress all the time. The wedding dress is incredible. Yeah, the wardrobe's
And
incredible.
even just some of your casual
I
day to
agree.
day,
Stunning.
I'm just like,
Stunning.
gosh, I mean,
I
you wear it
totally
well,
agree.
but I'm like, man,
Thank
I
you.
want that outfit.
I agree. Like, a lot of the dresses are just so, so pretty. I totally agree.
So, any fun behind the scenes moments that you can share with us?
I'm
Or did
trying.
everything just go off without a hitch?
Oh no, there's always a hitch. There's always a hitch. What do we have here? Um, there's got to be something. I mean, really, it's hard. It's this. There really wasn't much.
Maybe
Uh,
we should talk about your amazing wrap gifts that you give.
oh, that's very nice. Yeah, gift giving is my love language, so I do. I like to give a good wrap gift.
I've heard about one in particular.
Did you hear about the beer glass?
The picture on it, I've
Yeah,
seen it.
Mitchell shirtless. Yeah, that everybody got that one. Yeah. Classic.
Do you do that in every movie or just when you're feeling like when you got the time to make something happen?
I think it's so, again, like I said, gift giving is really my love language. And so on the one I just wrapped like a week ago, it was very important to me to get everybody something. I know people have given me things over the years and I keep them all in a box and they are like a treasure to me. So I really try and do the same for everybody when I can.
Gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What
I wish I
fun.
had a behind the scenes story. I'm sorry. Like, it's like so,
Listen,
it's just so lovely and wonderful. I don't have
if
anything.
it comes back to you, you can just like
Sure.
jump
I
in.
will. Thank you. Thank you.
So anything for those that haven't seen it that they should maybe be on the lookout for, like an Easter egg.
Oh, Adrian was really wonderful and let us do some improv that has made it into the movie. And I mean, that you're not supposed to be able to tell what is improv and what's not. I think that's the whole point of it. But a lot of the stuff to me, if anything that's like airs a lot of what Ridley does, he improvises a lot. He's very, very, very funny. And if you ever see him get in something just at the very end of a take, he's usually made it up. He's amazing with that. Alexander and I, or Mitchell and I, had a little bit of a back and forth in there that I think has made it into the movie. Yeah, anything that is just sort of extremely light is usually we snuck in, and Adrian let us keep it, which is wonderful.
You guys had in the first movie, you had a
Mhm.
dance sequence.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of that because of the behind the scenes on that one where he thought you might need lessons.
Oh, probably. Jeez. Yeah.
but not really,
No,
right? Do you
no.
remember that
Yeah,
conversation?
of course, of course, of course. Yeah, we did a dance. We had a dance in the first movie, the second movie, not one in the third. But yeah, that's often I think it's funny to me. People are often concerned about my dancing ability, and I try and reassure them it's fine. We're gonna be okay. Don't worry.
And Mitchell has got an
I
amazing
can
background dance.
exactly. Well, he's a theater star, so yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no worries there. No.
Yeah. Okay, so after three movies, do you have a favorite memory? Is that even, are you even able to do that?
Definitely. I think, you know, I think, I mean, it's a dramatic word, but I think that trauma really bonds people. And that first movie, when we had no money, and we all got on the, you know, boat to Tangalooma to shoot this, we had no time to shoot it either. And that was all the Haven Isle stuff that we shot. And we're like throwing camera gear, huge camera equipment onto this tiny boat. And yeah, like I said, just a matter of days to shoot it all. Bad weather over there. Some members of the crew may or may not have gotten fired. I don't know. So we had a tough go. And somehow we pulled through, and it was when all of us were on the boat returning back to base. We all just sort of shook our heads and we're like, I can't believe we did it. Like and I know that we're much harder things in life. We're not saving lives, we're not doing anything, but it was tough. It was
Yeah.
tough. And sometimes these movies are like that. We had experiences like that doing the Costa Rica movie. There were moments when we all looked around like, are we making a documentary or is this a Hallmark movie? Like it's hard sometimes. And that for me, when we made the first one, that was a moment I'll never forget. And I feel as though it really bonded us and made us a very tight unit moving forward into the next two.
We've got, I mean, the title talks about a wedding, so
Mhm.
everybody fill in the gaps
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Is there a chance we could get number four?
For sure. Absolutely. Isn't that the craziest thing? There is more story to tell. There is interest in more story. If they can, make it all align with everybody's availability, absolutely. And I think that there's room for this story on GAC, on the network. I think it's really special, and I think it's kind of different to some of the other things I see being made on GAC. And I really like I really like this story, and I hope that the network continues to recognize it and continues to support it. And I think a royal baby uh, would be wonderful.
Is that what you think would be the next thing?
It's the next one for sure. I
Yeah.
think they laid the groundwork very nicely with having a daughter named Aurelia. And then I also want to see Olivia. We've all been fighting for her to get to the crown. Let's give her the crown. Let's see what she does when she's in that position. And not only in that position in royalty, but also a mother. Like, I would love to see how that changes her. I also want to see the queen take a break. I want to see her on the Haven Isles having a cocktail with Ridley. That would make my heart very happy. Yeah, I think there's definitely more story to tell. Um, I really hope we get to do it.
I just love that you've already thought about it. That
Oh, totally. Well, yeah, Adrian is always two steps ahead. And I think it's one of the reasons why he's a good writer is that I feel he's written each of these with the thought of like, let's tease more and then hopefully we get more, you know? It's all planted into the earlier ones. I think the idea that we could get for.
yeah. What if, here we go.
Yeah.
What if the first step is a puppy?
Oh, royal puppy, stop.
Then you get your puppy movie.
Stephanie, you're speaking my love language. So yes, I agree. And I said this time around, because I love Adrian, and there's the flags that, again, the Tarovian flag, a made-up country, on it is his two dogs. He has, I think they're some kind of like pug, some kind of one of those sort of like
Yeah.
squishy, adorable dogs. I think they're pugs. I can't remember. I'm probably wrong. Bulldog something. I'm not sure. Um, and so I said, I was like, why aren't they in the movie? Like, I think it would be amazing if we could ever just like cut to the queen to like under her desk and just see like a big panting pug would make me very happy. So yeah, I agree. I think we could do the royal puppies for the next one for sure.
Are you at a place having, invested in three of these that you could throw out these amazing ideas?
Ah, definitely. Absolutely. I think there's no bad ideas with Adrian. So yeah, I'm sure he's probably going to watch this, Stephanie. And it's like, I'll get a text from him saying, saw the pitch about the puppies. Yeah.
Their impromptu moment is that somebody is sitting in the background taking a drink out of the mug.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm reminding everybody you can
Yeah.
watch it right now. It was on Great American Saturday and Sunday. I didn't see that it's on Great American this week, but it is on PureFlix.
Our
And
first one also, sorry to interrupt you. Our first one is on Netflix now.
yeah, you can, if you do a little, when you do a little Google search, it's actually pretty good about telling you like where you can watch it. So when I did it, if you have Friendly, you don't have to like watch it on time. It's on demand on Friendly right now. It's on demand on Philo. And then of course PureFlix. And I know Great American will
Mhm.
keep bringing it back up, but definitely go back and watch one and two if you haven't seen those as well. I know we're talking in a couple of days about Aussie at Heart, but because I'm not going to have very much time with you then.
No, yes, yes,
So
yes.
let's tease a little bit.
Oh,
Tell
okay.
us about Samara and Nate, just a little bit to kind of whet everybody's appetite and make them come back because I want to play a little game with you for if we can at the
Yeah,
very
I'd
end of the wrap up. And I
love to.
need people to know who Samara is before we
Oh
play
my
the
gosh, of course, of course. So, again, I know we won't get much time, so please also feel free to cut any of this if you feel it steps on the toes of our next interview. But
game.
I will say this was a dream come true, this job. Not since working with Tyler Hines have I met like a match like Daniel Lissing. And I say that in the as the biggest compliment.
Yeah.
It felt like we were from the beginning just very, very united on what we wanted this movie to be. And our director, Colin Budd's phenomenal as well. He's made a bunch of these movies. He's incredible. And so the three of us really sat down for hours and hours and hours and just worked as hard as we could. Like I sort of touched on before, keeping the audience at the forefront of our minds and being like, we want this to be a good one. I haven't seen it. It might have all fallen apart. We don't know. But I know that this was one that in terms of my Hallmark movies, this was one that we really tried hard. And it was a wonderful job. And I think to answer your question about who is Samara, that was something that was very important to us, is that we wanted these characters to be believable. That's something that Adrian is good at, in my opinion. He creates these very well fleshed out, adult, believable characters. Sometimes I think in these movies, they can be like a little infantilized, little juvenile, a little immature. When really, like, I'm a 35-year-old woman, I'm playing a 35-year-old woman. And that's what I really wanted to make sure was clear about Samara. And in Samara and Nate's relationship, we wanted it to be very clear that something bad happened between them. And we wanted it to be believable, not just a small hiccup that could have been fixed over a text or a conversation. We wanted something big and believable. So she is a lawyer, and she is also this is where you kind of lean into the hallmark of it all. She then becomes an event planner. And then when she is an event planner, her friend, played by Lana, who I just absolutely adored, her friend invites her to host, basically, plan the event of her parents' wedding anniversary. And when she gets on the yacht, that is when Jacobs, that's Euphoria. Nate Smith.
I was like, I don't remember that last name.
Nate Smith. It's like some basic boy last name, no offense. So Nate Smith is captaining the boat, and they are thrust together in like a very, very intimate quarters. Um, and they are, yeah, forced to work together again.
Were you
And
guys actually on a boat?
my gosh, Stephanie, we were on a $30 million yacht. It was insane. It was insane. And again, you read it and like we know the budget we're working with. So I'm like, oh, it'll be like a little dinghy, like a small little rowboat. They'll AI some. No, it was the most spectacular boat I've ever seen. our green rooms, we each had a private suite on the boat. Like I had a bed in my green room, a full ensuite, a full closet. Like you could have spent the night in there and you would have been so happy. It was, and you will see it. It's a
Yeah.
really cool part of this movie is that we get to take people behind the scenes below deck, so to speak, on this $13 million yacht.
So how much of the movie was actually, because I know sometimes there's sets created and all that, but how much of
Yeah.
the movie was actually shot on the boat?
I would say it's like 95% of the movie.
Oh
There's
my
like the little
gosh.
parts where we, hop off onto the beach. Amazing. A little bit of establishers at the beginning, but really it was all day, every day on that yacht.
Was that, I mean, confined spaces, and I've heard about that. I mean, is that difficult when you're on a yacht like that?
Well, again, I was stuck there with Daniel. I could have had much worse people to be trapped there with. I had a wonderful time with him. Like I said, Lana, she was wonderful. That crew is amazing. But the seas are rough. And there were some scenes where I would be shooting and there would be the captain, the real captain of the boat holding a bucket for me, like in case I had to barf in
Yeah.
between takes. Like, hello? It's not, some parts of it were not in any way glamorous and it makes you think like I never want to be on a boat ever again. But for the most part, we're in normal waters and it felt fine.
And then you had we're going to get to see some great little things
Yes.
off the boat too as well.
Yeah, exactly. Of course. You're not in Australia just to see the inside of a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have seen it. You mentioned you haven't seen the final cut yet. I have
What do
seen
you
it, and I
think?
have said in the reel that I posted yesterday that it is like the best. If you love Rhiannon and you love Daniel, it is the
Yay!
best of you two.
Yay!
And I think probably because of you guys working together and all of that too. Like
Well, I'm
it's,
happy to hear that. Yeah,
yeah,
he's wonderful. I really, really loved working with him. So that's good to hear. Thank
yeah.
you.
Okay, so we know a little bit about Samara
Yes,
now. Can we play a
yes,
game?
of course, please.
Okay. And I know, I kind of feel like after already talking to you, I might know a little bit of these answers. All right.
Okay, I'm nervous.
Who would survive longer on a deserted island? You, Olivia, or Samara?
What a good question. Olivia can do anything. She's such a badass. I would, yeah, Olivia, she's got it covered. Me, no. Samara, what, she gonna do some event planning on the island? No, she's useless. Absolutely useless.
She had some ingenuity going on in this
Yeah.
movie.
It's,
So she's a smart girl.
uh,
All right. Who's more likely to get into trouble, Olivia or Samara? Or Rhiannon?
oh, not me. Thank you. I love that you didn't even include
I
me.
didn't include it because I knew.
It's not me. It's not me. I actually think, oh, that's a what great question. I think that Olivia is a little bit more by the book. To me, I think Samara liked to stir the pot a little bit. And I
Mhm.
could see like a little bit, maybe I'll go with Samara.
And Samara, but that works in her favor in this
Totally,
movie.
totally,
So,
totally.
totally. If Olivia could steal one thing from the royal palace, what would she take?
Well, seeing as there's no puppies yet,
Oh,
I
number
think
four.
that exactly. I think, oh, bless. Well, she loves the books. To her, that library, that's heaven to her. So, I mean, and she also lives there. So it's like I don't know if anything she would like we're sort of saying she's pretty good too. So I think if she were to take anything, I think it would be something in that library.
Yeah. And I've heard that if you touch anything, you might
Oh
go to
yeah,
jail. So,
yeah, true, yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
all right. If Samara had to plan your dream event, what would it be?
Oh, something in Australia. Um, and I think, honestly, if I were to, God willing, if I were to get married someday, I often talk about maybe getting married in Australia, and I wouldn't do it on a boat, pass, but on land, she could organize my Australian wedding on land.
Love it. Love it. If Rhiannon, or is Rhiannon more comfortable on a yacht or hanging out in the library?
Oh. That library's sketchy. Like like you've heard, like you can't touch anything. You go to jail. There's like this thing on the wall. Have you heard about the thing that's on the wall in there?
No.
Have
I
you
just know that it was like very protected.
It's so protected. There's this thing on the wall, and every day when you shoot in there, there's like this big warning where it's like if you press this button, all the oxygen gets drained from the room. So it's if there's a fire in the building, there's no oxygen in that room anymore. So if you're trapped in there when that button gets pressed, I think you suffocate. So not there. I don't want to be there ever. I'm good.
How did you guys even get to film here? This
I
is
don't
crazy.
know. And like again, I somebody from the government might be mad that I said I'm kidding. But like it's true. And they give like school tours and they're always like, and nobody touched this button. So
Mhm.
maybe
Nice.
it's a lie. I don't know. Maybe the button doesn't, do they know it works? Oh,
Maybe that could be part of
here
number
people.
4,
Number four, the
where
mystery of the
she
button. Yeah.
pushes the button accidentally and see.
Exactly, exactly.
But then she looks out the window and she sees a puppy and it's
I know.
okay.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. It's written itself. Yeah.
All right, which would you choose, a royal ball or a Queensland beach day?
Queensland, definitely. Definitely. I think again, the crew is amazing, cast is amazing, but there is something that's a little stuffy about that, just the royal of it all. It's supposed to be. And so that laid back nature of the beach in Queensland is definitely more my vibe, I reckon.
Okay. All right, you can plead the fifth on the next one if you don't want to answer it. What are the chances we will see Rhiannon on screen again in
Oh,
2026? Not
that's
including this weekend.
no, yeah, no, I'll be back. I'll be on your screens. Um, we'll
Yay!
I'll be there.
Yay! Okay. Well, I want to remind everybody, go check out the whole series of A Royal
Thank
Prince.
you.
And definitely you can watch it right now on PureFlix, but you can go watch number 1. You said on Netflix right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So,
And then I again probably not supposed to say this, whatever. The sequel is also going to be making its way to Netflix. I won't say when, but so yeah, keep an eye out for that one too. And then yeah, yeah,
okay. And then we've got Aussie at Heart that's going to be premiering on Hallmark this weekend, 8/7 Central, and then next day on Hallmark Plus. And you and I are going to get to talk.
Yay, I'm so excited. Yes,
So,
yes.
and I hear Daniel's going to be joining us as well. So.
Oh, lovely. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure. That's very nice.
That's what I hear anyway. So,
We'll see. We'll see. Even if it's
yeah.
just you and I, maybe even better. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Well, it has been a treat getting to
Always,
talk to you
always.
again. And I want to just remind everybody, if you're enjoying these interviews, be sure to share them with everybody, subscribe, hit the like button. Hit the like button because you just like Rhiannon.
Oh
So,
no, and I gotta say to everybody watching as well, I had the privilege of meeting Stephanie in person. I can't remember if we talked about that on or off air. And I know sometimes like if you're listening or just watching something, you can never know for sure if what's a facade and what's real. But I have to say, meeting you in person, you are just such a bright light. Everything that you are on these episodes, you are in real life. So I think that your fans are watching somebody that's really wonderful.
well, you are a bright light in any room, and I witnessed that. So, anyway, so good to talk to you. Come back when you've got more to share on other
Absolutely.
things as
Yeah,
well.
we'll
So,
talk in, I don't know, December maybe.
all right, we'll
All
see
right.
you.
Okay, take care. Bye.